How close are we then to getting?
Well, I know I'm going to get called out for saying this, but we're getting close. And all you have to do is look at who's there in the room, because we have the Iranian president's brother. First off, the Iranian foreign minister, the Iranian president's brother, who's a close aide. In addition to that, we have the head of the nuclear program. We have the head of the global watchdog, which has a very acrimonious relationship with the Iranians right now. So that means they're getting into the real nitty-gritty of exactly how verification is going to work. You mentioned the Russian foreign minister's comments. The fact that he says only procedural issues remain is important. A month ago, I sat down with him, and to be honest, he was a bit skeptical that we were going to actually get a deal. Now everybody's saying July 7th. When you take a deadline of June 30th and you change it to the next Tuesday, July the 7th, if you don't meet it, you look really stupid, right? It's okay if you move a deadline back 6 months.
You sound like you speak from experience. Right?
Yes, I've done it a couple of times myself. So we seem to be getting there, right? The devil's in the details. But think about this. The most important individual for all of the negotiations is the supreme leader of Iran. And he tweeted a picture of the negotiators today, calling them brave men that are trustworthy. And that is a sign of support, because at the end of the day, what he decides is what really matters. And if he's doing that, people are now speculating, that means he's behind this process. And come next Tuesday, we will have a deal so that the United States Congress can actually play with it for a little while, but in the end, not get in the way of it and bless it.
And, Brian, just briefly, where does this leave us on the oil price, then?
So, you know, Iranian oil is important. The Iranians have about 19 million barrels. That's about a quarter of global daily consumption, sitting on 9 ships off their coast. So that'll go to sea as soon as the deal is verified, signed, and then 6 months later, let's say, everybody says, okay, yeah, you're playing ball. So that will go out to sea and go to markets. Then it'll take a while to ratchet up production. It's more of a 2016 story. But if you look at what's moving the price of oil right now, it has nothing to do with Iran, and has everything to do with Iraq. Last month, Iraq alone increased production by about 500,000 barrels. That's almost as much as the Iranians maybe will bring to the market someday. And they did it in 1 month. Record production coming out of Iraq. You look at all of OPEC, we're just 500,000 barrels off of record production. OPEC is pumping like there's no tomorrow. And then in the United States, the big number you want to watch today is inventories. That's when we learn exactly how much oil they have on tap there, how much of a glut we still have. Now, yesterday, we had a survey out saying that week on week, the amount of oil in the United States was going to drop. Then API, which is an industry body for the oil and gas industry, came out and said, actually, we expect it to increase. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens when we get the numbers today from the statistical department of the Department of Energy. But very important, it doesn't look like the glut of oil that's sitting in the world's largest consumer is actually decreasing. And that means prices aren't going to go high anytime soon.